Smith's dual gauges. This is the range that we do. Black faced or cream faced, and they're all 52mm fitting. This one is the 0 to 100 degrees centigrade, 0 to 100 psi. Then we've got a special old-fashioned one, which was fitted on Lotuses and could be used on any other car that has a particularly low maximum setting for the oil pressure. So this one's only got a 0 to 60 psi on the oil pressure. Water temperature goes to 110 degrees C. This, your more traditional 50s, early 60s car where you've got 0 to 100 psi and the temperature in Fahrenheit. And then we've got the equivalent one with a Magnolia face. Any difference between all the black faces have this half V bezel, the Magnolia ones have a full V. And you can swap those around. I've set them up this way because there's a slight difference in the fitting. So we'll do the odd one out first, which is this one, the 110 degrees centigrade on the water temperature. This one is our part number 070018. Inside the box you get a set of fittings. Obviously the gauge. Now this one, the fitting on the end here is a male thread. You've got this fitting here, which comes with the gauge. That'll screw onto there and hold a real good tight seal here so no water can get out. And then this probe fits into the radiator or the block, wherever it's going to go into, sometimes the thermostat housing. You've got 39 inches of capillary tube, so it's a good old way. And there's a convenient bung tube for the illuminating light, and the oil pressure fitting on the back. So here's your gauge, as you can see. Now you will need other fittings with these gauges. If it's a straight replacement, obviously fine, but if you're fitting this into something else, you will need the other bits and pieces. The oil pressure pipe. Now a lot of cars this will fit to a T-piece, and that's obviously on the engine side somewhere, and the nuts here will always fit the one piece on the T-piece, and the other side goes to the back of the gauge with a little washer on it. We sell those in, that's a 1.5 metre one. We do a 3 metre one for rear engine cars. Although I have to say, if you have a rear engine car and it's got a particularly long pipe, they don't work very well, because whilst it might be hot here, by the time the ether's got to the gauge, it doesn't, you get a lot of temperature loss. So that's the standard gauge. We'll do a little test now, and I'll go and get some boiling water to pop the tube in. Here we have a nice, suitably motoring themed mug, and we'll pop the gauge in, and there we go. Yeah, here we go. It's coming around. As the ether expands, obviously it's sending the water temperature through to the gauge. And what's that now? About 80 degrees. So it's just dropped from boiling as I've put it in the mug. Right, now to the rest of the dual gauges. These all have a slightly different fitting, so we'll just get this one out and show you this one. Basically it's the same thing, but the end of the capillary tube, for whatever reason, is different. So, same gauge as the other ones, in Fahrenheit, it's opposed to centigrade. same fitting at the back. All this is the same. The only difference is this is different. On this one, we've got a female nut and then another fitting that takes it into a male fitting here. Now this typically will fit most radiators, header fittings or whatever, but there are a number of adapters that we sell that allow you to change this over.